Hey yo, peace. This is your man, Honorable October 9 from the Art of Thinking Out Loud Live Common Sense Analytics. Y'all know what it is. We up again, reacting and responding to what's going on in the world. Out here on the YouTube streets again. I'm on one of my favorite channels, my man, Bruh Sanchez TV. And the video that I'm going to play the audio from is about how Iran is attacking Israel, as well as, how this all ties into the bigger picture of what's actually happening in the world. But I ain't about to talk y'all too much right here in the beginning. So what I'm going to do is we're going to jump right into this and we're going to check out this audio of what's going on in the world right now outside of this whole Diddy situation, because there's a lot more going on besides Diddy.
Let's get straight to that major breaking news this morning. And fire and fury has been unleashed in the Middle East, with Israel under heavy attack. Iran launching a massive missile strike on Israel as the region reaches breaking point. Let's go live to our team of reporters. First to Europe correspondent Ashi Mullaney. Ash, there was mass panic across Israel as explosions and air raid sirens rang out.
Eddie, there was very little warning before Iran launched a major attack on Israel, firing a barrage of more than 200 ballistic missiles. It was Iran's supreme leader that ordered this attack tonight on Israel, avenging the death of Hezbollah leader Hassan Nasrallah. The IDF intercepted most of these missiles, but some have landed in central and southern Israel. Dramatic scenes playing out across the skies tonight as those air raid sirens sounded out.
Okay, I got a question. Where?
Now, Israel's Security Council is meeting tonight in a secure underground bunker, weighing Israel's response, expected to...
I just want y'all to catch that. She said they're waiting in a secure underground bunker. Now, the reason I stopped it when she brought up this whole secure underground bunker situation is because what have you been seeing people here in the States doing for like the last few years? It started with like the wealthy people, quote unquote, talking about how they were building bunkers. Like we were seeing people like Elon Musk. We were seeing like Mark Zuckerberg. We were seeing a few other people. And then we started seeing folks like Rick Ross and everybody talking about how they were having their bunkers built and, you know, what they were supplying them with and things like that. I think where the problem comes in is this. These are real world situations. Bunkers. Now you got to think about something. People are actually investing in making underground establishments to protect themselves from something that's going to go on up here. And it's almost imminent. It's not like it's something that, it's not like, oh, these are like rumors of war. Nah, this shit going on right now. I'm playing this news footage for you. You hear the audio. You know what I'm saying? Iran is attacking Israel. And one other thing I want to bring up before I let this go on, and then my man, Bruh Sanchez, come in and give his whole breakdown on things, which is my purpose for like responding to this video, is the fact that war is being fought completely different from the way it used to be fought in the past. Civilians used to be off limits. Residential areas used to be off limits. You used to only aim for military bases, supplying situations like, you know, ports, supply store. Like You are trying to weaken your enemy as far as his soldiers, his supplies, his defenses. All I've been hearing about is them attacking residential spots where you're having a lot of women and children being casualties. I've never heard of this done before. And where is the United Nations and the Geneva Convention? But then you got to think, the people who are fighting aren't even under the United Nations nor the Geneva Convention. When they say Iran and they say Israel, that's vague. That's like saying black and white folks fighting. There's a bunch of different black folks, bunch of different white folks. Which group? Which ones? That's why y'all got to peep how they play these games on us with media. They say Iran attacks Israel. That's not everybody. That's specific groups. But I ain't gonna talk y'all to death. I'm gonna let this go back in, and then we'll build in a second.
Be a forceful one. At this stage, there are no reports of casualties, but in the moments before this missile attack, there was a coordinated terror attack in the Tel Aviv suburb of Jaffa, where gunmen opened fire at a train station, killing 6 people. A dramatic events playing out in Israel.
Just like I said, why are they going to like train stations shooting up civilians? When has war ever been fought like this? And remember just last week when they had the exploding walkie-talkies and pagers, lots of women and children got hurt and unalived by that. This is what warfare is. See, but I don't think y'all get the deeper aspect of it, is that this isn't even warfare fought the way it used to. It's not even just that it's not fought the same way. We're not even fighting the same enemy. We're not really fighting one another. We're fighting something completely different. I'll give you a little hint. AI.
Israel tonight, and the world is now waiting to see how Israel responds. So too America. Eddie.
Let's go live now to Tim Lester in Washington, D.C. Tim, the US warned Israel that the Iranian attack was coming, but this is a dramatic escalation overnight.
Good morning, Eddie. Yes, it is a dangerous turn of events, and it's been watched in the White House Situation Room behind me by US President Joe Biden and his Vice President and presidential candidate Kamala Harris. They've been in the Situation Room taking in all the information they can on this. In fact, US intelligence assets picked up on this some hours earlier. A warning was sent to Israel from here in the United States to say that they detected preparations for a missile strike, and they expected ballistic missiles to be fired at Israel. That was made public, in fact, a couple of hours before the actual strike took place. The US also issued a quite clear warning to Iran, saying if ballistic missiles were fired at Israel, at its ally, there would be severe consequences.
Now, hold on. I just want to stop there right there and say this before my man, bruh Sanchez, go in. The United States, basically what he's saying is that this is what I'm going to tell you. I'm going to break it down very simple layman's terms. Hegelian dialectic, problem, reaction, solution, excuse me. It's basically the same people who start the fight, instigate the fight, supply both sides of the fight, and then when it gets out of control to the rest of us, which it's always in control by them, they come with a solution for both sides. This is what we call the hidden hand. Like I said, it's the Hegelian dialectic: problem, reaction, solution. It's already planned out. Man, the United States has been basically funding this whole situation since the scamdemic, plandemic. Y'all know, man. But let's see what else is going on.
A short time ago, after the US was able to assess the success of its and Israeli resources at preventing damage from the missile strike, Jake Sullivan, the president's national security advisor, spoke here at the White House behind me.
In short, based on what we know at this point, this attack appears to have been defeated and ineffective. This was first and foremost the result of the professionalism of the IDF, but in no small part because of the skilled work of the US military and meticulous joint planning in anticipation of the attack.
And yet, Jake Sullivan himself admitted to reporters soon after that comment that there is now active consideration.
Trying to make it sound like they just came in like dun 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 dun.
What response is required?
Hell out of here.
Having said that the US and Israel would mount severe responses to ballistic missiles being used. So now a nervous wait to see how this response goes forward and what next.
I'm going to tell you how it's going to go forward, and welcome back, everybody. I told y'all this was going to happen.
Speak on it, Sanchez.
Everything I say keep coming true. Now, I don't know how it is in your city right now, but in my city, everybody's buying up water and toilet paper. Every time something happens, we got to buy up all the toilet paper for some reason. People are very concerned about wiping their butts during apocalyptic moments, you know. But
guess they get the shit scared out of it.
One thing I want to point out is this, right?
Speak on it.
One thing we want to point out is,
come on, Sanchez.
I'm going to tell you exactly how this is going to play out.
Bro, Sanchez give a good breakdown, y'all. Check this out. Just listen to this, because what he's saying, I agree with.
Give me a minute.
I agree with it 100% because it's kind of what I told you previously. That's the reason I'm playing this particular audio, because
all right, so this is how this is going to play out, right? We're going to keep on. See, the thing about this war is we didn't stop Israel as Americans. We really wanted to instigate this to go into war.
Facts.
But one important thing about this war that I don't think nobody's pointing out right is that ain't no soldiers killing soldiers.
Yep.
This World War III is going to be unlike any war we ever saw before.
Like I said.
World War I was in the jungle.
Mm-hmm.
World War II, we know how that was.
Mm-hmm.
World War III is going to be an urban environment and more of terrorism type warfare.
Sleeper cells.
That's going to suck for regular people who not soldiers. In other words, World War III will attack citizens and civilians. Don't you know it have not been any soldiers dying yet?
Speak on it. Whole different kind of war.
There haven't been any soldiers dying yet. Let me repeat. Israel's army and troops and Iran's army, Hezbollah, all of these people, their militaries. Think about this. You really got little small terrorist groups doing these things.
Exactly. It's not everybody.
What the military doing is airstrikes. Mm-hmm. Ain't nobody on the ground. Think about what I'm telling you.
Ain't no soldiers getting killed.
If you got powerful leaders that you want to take out, you send in a ground crew, you send in snipers, you hit your target, you leave. No civilians got hurt.
In there, out there.
The leaders wiped out.
Speak on.
Now, what I've been seeing with this war is a lot of militaries and like insurrectionist groups, terrorist groups, if you want to call it.
Thank you.
These groups have been attacking public spaces.
Train stations.
There's been a lot of civilian casualties.
Yep.
And this is a different kind of war. We need to point this out. When we was in Iraq, yes, there were civilians on the ground, but we weren't targeting them.
Right.
We were looking for the Taliban.
Right.
And the Taliban were looking for us.
Right.
So with any warfare, you may have innocent bystanders that get hit. But in this particular war,
all they aiming
really
at is the
don't give
innocent
a damn
people.
About civilians. In fact, they are straight up bombing places with a lot of civilians in it, saying, I got you.
They
and how
bombing
did you really
the people.
Get them? You didn't, because when it comes to warfare, if you didn't take out a general, if you didn't take out a bunch.
Hold on. I'm going to tell y'all something. He about to basically speak on what I just said earlier. See, when people hear war, they think about fighting. That's all y'all think is when people say we going to war with somebody. You think that, excuse me, you think that you just get your guns and, you know what I'm saying, your ammunition, all of that, and you go head on with the enemy. Nah, man. War is a science. War has rules. War has regulations. Warfare is fought up here. War is fought down here with this. That's what, hold up. Matter of fact, this book right here, The Art of War, that's what this is about. It's about how to really fight war. War is fought here. You know, we spend so much time just concentrating on like the violence and the physicality that we aren't thinking about. There's a whole psychological engagement that has to come forth first before you can even engage your enemy. Sometimes your enemy don't even know that they're an enemy to begin with. Like I told you on another live stream, sometimes you don't know that you're somebody's enemy. Sometimes it's like, what it basically comes down to is if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. But in the instance that we're speaking as far as war, as far as how this war is being fought, it's basically like this. You got soldiers, you got generals. That's who usually fight. The generals and stuff send out the soldiers. They hit specific places, weapon silos, stockpiles. They hit ports. They hit transportation places. You knock out your enemy's mobility as well as their ability to, defend themselves. You make it so they can't fight, but you're not trying to hurt the people. You ain't trying to hurt no babies, no women especially. But this war is different because, like he said, you ain't seen no soldiers on the ground. You've been seeing planes taking out missiles. This war is man versus machine. Intelligence versus artificial intelligence. But I'm going to let Sanchez go in.
When it comes to warfare, if you didn't take out a general, if you didn't take out a bunch of foot soldiers, if you didn't blow up an ammunition depot,
tell them.
If you didn't target a base, what exactly are you doing?
Exactly.
See, World War III is basically the UN going against the people, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
My eyes wide open.
Hold up. What did I tell y'all about that whole thing with government? Government. Govern. To control. Ment. Short for mentality. Basically how you think, how you operate, your basic operating system. Governing, controlling your basic operating system. So we live in a society where we have governing factors. We have these authoritative factors who they don't just want to make laws so that we all can be safe and everything. No, they want to actually corral you and harvest your energy with voting, with how you spend, how you move. But you know what? I ain't about to go into all that. I'm going to let Sanchez break down what he got to say, and then I'm going to finish up.
It ain't going to be like Pearl Harbor.
Sure ain't.
Where they really attacking a harbor that's predominantly occupied with military soldiers.
Right.
The attacks on America in the future are going to be on heavily populated areas with civilians. And to me, that just don't make sense, because how does that help your army? That'll be like some Crips and Bloods beefing. And the Crips just go to shooting people that work at McDonald's in the Bloods neighborhood.
Right.
The Crips go to the Blood neighborhood and kill Walmart workers because they wearing blue. But you didn't hit none of your enemies.
Right.
Your enemy's still alive and well, and they're a threat to you.
Go to the other hood.
You're going to go up in Burger King and shoot the place up?
Slide on the mailman? What?
Everything about this war stinks like this is an attack on the people at the end of the day. I can be reaching. I can be reaching here.
Nah, you on.
Breaking news out of the Middle East now. The Israeli military.
Now, what I want to say briefly is that I don't think he's reaching at all. See, this is what I mean when I say we have to come out of this whole thing where we have this consensus thought. What the hell everybody else think? As they say, go with the flow. Move with the crowd. Well, shit. Everybody else saying this. Well, people saying this. Well, the news said this. Well, so what's in your heart? What is your common sense telling you? What do you feel deep down inside when you see certain things? Because like I said previously, sometimes we can be watching the exact same thing, and some of us see something that others don't see. And you won't bring it up because the majority rule, the consensus, act like zombies. They look at you like you crazy. Like, what the hell wrong with you? Like, man, you tripping. There you go, conspiracy theorists. Y'all in that term, that CIA ass term. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. We are critical thinkers.
He says Iran has fired missiles at Israel, and air raid sirens are sounding across the country. These are images as it is evening in Israel. Currently, residents of Jerusalem have been ordered to shelter in place and remain close to bomb shelters. Israel warned residents of Lebanese border communities as well to evacuate Tuesday to avoid harm from limited ground operations. The country says it would retaliate if Hezbollah's ally Iran launched a missile attack on Israel. A U.S. official warned of, quote, severe consequences should Iran launch a ballistic missile against Israel.
And you know that Iran just launched ballistic missiles against Israel.
Right.
So now, guess what's about to happen?
Come on.
It's a domino effect, and we about to go into World War III.
Kickback.
Israel started this, and the Bible says that. Israel's leader, Netanyahu, he's prophesied in the Bible as an angry man that's going to lead the world to World War III.
Yep.
And that's exactly what this man did. And he broke rules that America told him not to break. America didn't punish Israel, but America want to get behind Israel, even though Israel went against rules of warfare and engagement.
Exactly.
Cold game. That's like your little brother find my little brother, and I say no weapons, man. Y'all just using bare hands. My little brother picks up a stick and start beating your little brother. And instead of me breaking up the fight, telling my little brother you wrong for breaking the rules, you picked up a weapon.
Right.
I'm gonna instigate it and get behind my little brother with his stick. Even though it's supposed to be a fair.
Right, it's supposed to be a fair one.
Israel did a lot of things that wasn't in alignment with the rules of normal warfare. America stood by, done nothing about it.
Just like I said.
Now that Iran is responding, America is saying, man, you gonna make us get involved. Now, when America get involved, guess what? Eventually, man, North Korea can get involved. Yep. China can get, this thing can be a domino effect.
Everybody else jump in.
And if you want to know,
y'all know what? Basically what he's saying is, if America jump in, then everybody we be sliding them dollars to on the side, paying all of those millions and billions a year, all of them gonna basically jump in. Just like if I'm in the club, I'm about to fight, I'm America and I'm about to fight, like, you know what I'm saying? I done got in a little like verbal altercation with somebody and it's acting like it's about to go up. Then it's like, now here come like, you know what I'm saying? My homie, like, you know what I'm saying? Whatever, like, you know what I'm saying? Figuratively, whatever country, it could be something like whomever it is, Russia, it could be like, you know what I'm saying? Japan, it could be so-and-so. It's just like, if like 2-3 of like your boys step up, or, you know, 2-3 people that you don't even really deal with, but because y'all do business, they ain't about to let nobody slide on you. That's what this is about to like turn into. It's a big world stage gang war, because we aren't even dealing with the actual countries fighting. We dealing with small gangs fighting. Like, and when I say small gangs, I don't mean like small gang. When I say small gangs, I'm talking about small compared to these big political organizations. Like you got, like, you know what I'm saying, Hezbollah and, you know, the Taliban and stuff like that. These are like smaller factions because they're not covered under the Geneva Convention or the like United Nations, but they still kick up dust on a world stage scale. That's what I mean. They get respected and they can move world history like this, like we're seeing right now. But yeah, that's all I wanted to put in there, because that's just something that came to me thinking about this.
Who's allied with who? You can just do your own research. You ought to know these things. We can look it up here. You can see who's allied with who. You can see how this is easily going to be a World War III situation, because Hezbollah is allied with Iran. And
niggas gonna trip.
They're allies with, you know, the Taliban.
Mm-hmm. Like I said.
You know, this is a big anti-Semitic group over here. And they are allied with Cuba.
Big ass gang war.
They allied with North Korea.
Gang.
They allied with Russia.
Gang.
They allied with Syria.
Gang.
They are allied with Iraq. Of course, they're allied with Lebanon.
Like I keep telling y'all.
Okay. They allied with Hamas. They allied with the Amal movement. They got allies that, you know, are very strong and powerful. They allied with a bunch of more that I'm not naming here. The Popular Mobilization Forces, the
Y'all know what that make me think of? I don't know. I just wanted to cut in real quick though.